Hi everyone, this is Macbet locked and loaded. We're back after a wet week 2 weeks ago when the races were called off. We had a little bit of rain on Saturday. It sort of hurt races 3 and 4, I would suggest, and then it started to dry out again. So it was a mixed type of track. As far as Macbet goes, we had a pretty good weekend. We won at all tracks that we produced the sheets on, and we're just a bit unlucky that we weren't able to really put them to the sword. A couple of our bigger bets actually either didn't handle the track, or one of them was I was really worried about it being second up, and after having a really hard run, and it just didn't put in. Um, as far as two of the best, we got away with one win and one second. The winner, we thought it was a really good bet. Was given out about $1.92 at Hong Kong, Sha Tin Raging Storm, and we thought it was a $1.50 shot, and it actually started at $1.50 and won by about 3 or 4 lengths. So it was a good win down there. It was a surprise price for us, with Maria on size. Everything just pushed you into it, and the $2 was very good value. Getting back to Doom and our best two, or the horses we think you should follow. The first one comes up in race 7, Martinelli. Now this is one of the horses we had threw something on at big odds around about the $20 mark, and it got away with it. It's a horse that a couple of seasons ago was a really nice horse. It races on the speed and fights, and I think it just had a few problems last year and just didn't come back as well, whereas I think he's got it right now, Muds. You'll see here that he jumps quickly from the inside, he drives him out of the gates. I think 1400 or a mile is quite good for him. This was 1200, so I think the 1350 around Durban or something like that is going to be perfect. They went really quickly here. They were going around about 5 or 6 lengths, maybe even a bit more faster than average. So he's working, and you'll see it around the 200. He's sort of slapping him along, and then he spots the other horse when he comes up on the outside of him and gives him a few around the backside, and he really wanted to knuckle down again. And after the line, he was actually starting to get a bit stronger. So, I thought it was a good win, considering how fast they went up in front. And as I said, I think he's a horse to follow. The other one is in race 8. This is no surprise in Mr. Marbaloo's, and another horse called Mogador. Mr. Marbaloo's is a nice horse. It's jumping now. In his first couple of races he was slow out, but he's a horse that sits on the speed. He does have to be pushed along at certain times, and but that's good for going forward, because I think he'll get further, this horse, and he's got a nice turn of foot the last little bit. The other one's Mogador back here, so they're sprinting home here. Mogador, good what was it, Darley horse, I think, and this horse will be improved. And he made up some nice ground late on Mr. Marbaloo's, even though Mr. Marbaloo's was being eased down. So those two horses are worth following, that's for sure. That's about all from us. We've got a pretty wet week here. It's Wednesday, and it's Ipswich, small fields, but hopefully we've found a couple of wet trackers, especially about midday, or mid-race, mid-meeting. Anyway, we'll get back to you next week on Monday or Tuesday, and hopefully we'll get on to the Macbet Q&A again on Saturday and answer your questions on horses that you want us to talk about that's racing on Saturday. That's about all from us. Keep an eye on the site, macbet.com.au, and Macbet Racing on Facebook. Remember, betting is believing.